Salutations everybody, it is Matty here today. I was looking at the catalog of videos that I've done, and in the last 3 weeks, we haven't had a good old-fashioned Xbox news update. And the timing was perfect because at that very moment I was looking at that, we had a significant Xbox leak drop. And this was thanks to GeForce Now, a cloud streaming service that's grown a bit in popularity over the last year, especially in the course of game development, where we've had to have a lot of work from home situations, so we've had test builds uploaded to this cloud gaming service to be used for developers around the globe. And it's at the core of this very big Xbox-centric leak, and then Corden, dad of Xbox, followed up with everything else we need to know about these Xbox-related projects. And it's a really exciting one, so get cozy if you're new here and you're into Xbox, RPGs, maybe just into me. Consider subscribing. Now, let's get into it. So as I said, this all starts with GeForce Now. If you go over to Reddit, you'll probably find it, but this all really started with a developer by the name of Igor July over on Medium, documenting his experience pretty much data mining the Nvidia GeForce Now servers. And through there, we learned of a ton of games that look to be coming to PC. This list includes the likes of God of War, Returnal, and Demon's Souls Remake, which that would be plausible given PlayStation's recent support of PC. And Demon's Souls Remake, by the way, I remember there was a trailer that at the end, they said a PC version was coming, and then they took that down and went, oh, that's not happening. There's also the leaked remasters for the GTA trilogy, which we saw Kotaku attempted to confirm. They claim that the Uncharted collection for PC will be there, Fight for Middle-earth, Payday 3, a new Metro game, a new Hangar 13 game, Kingdom Hearts 4, Sniper Elite 5, Monster Hunter 6, Helldivers 2, Judgment on PC. So many are there. And on top of that, were Xbox projects like Gears of War 6. Beyond that, there were code names that we had known for Xbox Studio titles, such as Holland. Project Holland is Fable, which is now announced, and Corden was able to confirm this, but beyond that, there were some other code names in there that Jez was able to give us more information on. But what about Nvidia's response, right? Well, what are they saying when this whole leak happens and they spill the beans for probably the next 3 years worth of game announcements, including like Injustice 3 as well? And they're just chilling there like, our bad. No, they tried to deny it. On the surface, it seemed that way, but now we know that's not necessarily the case. Nvidia responded the following day on September 14th that the list of data mined games were listings used for internal tracking and testing, added that some titles were speculative and don't constitute confirmation nor an announcement of any game. They said in a statement to IGN that it took immediate action to remove access to the internal list and that no confidential game builds or personal information were exposed. And I love how they mentioned that there's nothing there, but there's also confidential game builds. Yeah, there are so many different games on there that I go, you guys just kind of had them there. You just had the list there, like Kingdom Hearts 4, why not? Sniper Elite 5, sure. The code names for Xbox Game Studios projects, okay, sure. Yes, someone messed up at Nvidia big time. And so here we are today with the news. So, Jez posted an article titled Xbox Game Studios Code Names, New Upcoming Games Project Indus and Cobalt Detailed. I first heard about Indus back in spring 2021, although we were only able to confirm that the project is definitely going ahead thanks to the GeForce leak. Project Indus is a 4X strategy game being developed by Oxide Games, known for its work on the real-time strategy title Ashes of the Singularity. Although Indus's unique hook remains to be seen, the gameplay sounds very similar to what you experience in Civilization, with turn-based strategic elements alongside city building, empire advancement, espionage, diplomacy, warfare, and so on. From what I understand, Indus is indeed targeting the Microsoft Store for PC, Xbox, and Steam. I've personally not experienced anything from Oxide Games. However, this next one, I think a lot of you here on this channel have experienced some of their work. And a lot of you out there are very big fans of their work. And I'm excited by what I have read here, what I personally have heard about the game, and what we're also about to see. So let's get into it. As teased by inXile itself on Twitter, the Wasteland studio is working on a new FPS RPG, although details remain shrouded in mystery. What we do know is that it's codenamed Cobalt, and believe it has a steampunk style inspired by Industrial Revolution-inspired tech. Expect steam engines, zeppelins, retro-futuristic robots, dark Victorian-era streets, and more. The above concept art was shared by inXile concept artist Alexander Danilovec on ArtStation, and we have reason to believe this is representative of the environmental style inXile is gunning to deliver. VentureBeat editor Jeff Grubb previously stated in inXile's next game could be targeting a 2023 release. There's one company underneath the entire Xbox umbrella that I can't wait to see what they do with AAA. It's inXile. Like, I'm such a big fan of AA games. I love those sort of in-betweeners where they have to make smart design decisions and really punch hard in particular areas rather than going for broke. But I love the idea of a team as talented as inXile really making an FPS RPG to like maybe go against Fallout, because after playing Wasteland 3, the choice and consequence there for a modern game was mind-boggling. I still can't believe it. I've been talking about this game for over a year now. If you haven't played it, give it a look. But check out this concept art here, right? Now, this is once again just an assumption of what the game world may look like. But this is like a blending of Arkham City, BioShock, and in a way, the Saboteur. I love Victorian-era stuff. It's why I loved Bloodborne. And the idea of an FPS RPG in presumably a open world. Oh my gosh. From inXile, I cannot wait to see what Project Cobalt is. There's a lot of secrets that are within Xbox Game Studios right now, and this is one of them that I can't wait to see unveiled. The other one is, interestingly, Compulsion Games. I think they're a sleeper. I think We Happy Few suffered because they didn't have a budget and the proper backing, so they went full procedural generation with an idea that just didn't fit that. But they had a lot of cool ideas at its core. I can't wait to see what they do as well, but there's a lot coming up that we don't even know about. We even touch on stuff like Minecraft and what Mojang's up to, as well as Obsidian, so let's keep reading. Beyond Minecraft itself and Minecraft Dungeons, we've heard Mojang is building additional Minecraft-related games. We also understand that World's Edge is looking ahead, working with partner studios on additional entries in the Age of Empires universe, alongside Age of Empires 4. Josh Sawyer of Obsidian Entertainment also previously teased that he's working on another project that isn't Avowed related. Microsoft is accepting pitches from studios big and small at a great frequency than they have in the past, as they look to ramp up the diversity of exclusive titles on Xbox Game Pass. Yes. I love what I'm hearing. I love it. This is the one thing that a lot of people forget in the conversation with Game Pass. A lot of people get worried, is it profitable? Does it make sense? Is the price going to raise? And I think the latter part is important to discuss, but whether or not it's profitable, I always say right now does not matter. The reason I say it does not matter is because look at the impact it's having on game devs, on game releases, on exposure. There's a positive impact there. And not only that, none of us really work for Xbox or Microsoft. I don't care how they're doing financially. I don't know how else to put it. I know they're going to be fine no matter what. So I don't care at the end of the day. And I don't think you should either. You should be worried about what you're getting. And Game Pass is having that positive impact overall. And I love it because you're going to get something like Josh Sawyer's, I assume, RPG, which may be in the vein of a Pillars of Eternity or a Tyranny or something much more tiny and thoughtful. And I love that even though Obsidian has been rolled into Xbox, and they can sort of become like Xbox's Insomniac, where Insomniac's making a bunch of different projects and they're doing really well. I think Obsidian's going to do that, but in a different way, right? Like Grounded's like a scrappy 20-plus person team. I don't think it's going to be these big AAA punch-outs, but more so just a bunch of really cool experimental titles from Obsidian. And I'm a bigger fan of that, personally. I love the idea of what Insomniac's doing, by the way. No slander there. Made a whole video hyping them up. But I also really adore the idea of, like, let Josh Sawyer make, like, this nice, tight RPG. I mean, that guy's a fucking mastermind when it comes to the role-playing genre. So I'm open to just letting him go hog wild. So that's all we've got on the leak front. Really excited to see Cobalt. Indus, I'm just kind of whatever on. And then, of course, there's the likes of things we already know about with Fable, Starfield, Avowed. Like, that's the trifecta, right? That's the trifecta. And then there's other indies like Somerville comes to mind, where they're getting Game Pass Day 1 titles at the same time. Plague Tale 2. Man, so much great stuff coming our way. Last but not least, I want to toss this in here as a capper to our news video, because shout out to my physical game collectors out there. I have a lot of respect for you. You're keeping the grind alive, and it's really important for all of us who want to, still keep that part of us alive where we're going out to the store and we're getting the game and it's an experience. There's like that anticipation. It still sits deep within me. And now an extension of that, as we are in the modern age of gaming, is limited run games. And they have been fantastic in contacting these tiny studios that can't get physical prints and doing these short runs of them, getting a bunch of pre-orders, and then a couple months later, fans have physical copies of games that they really admire in the indie genre or in the AA area. And I love that they're doing this, but it's always been PlayStation and Switch. So every time I'm picking these games up, I'm like, all right, which one do I pick between? And I've always wondered, why isn't Xbox involved in this? Like, what is going on here? So a tweet was put out saying, hey, Phil Spencer, why don't you guys work with Limited Run? Can I get Limited Run games on Xbox, please? Thank you. To which the owner of Limited Run actually found this tweet and responded saying, it's in the works. It's been a learning process for us both. Now, I know this is like a completely offshoot news story compared to what we were talking about, but I like to, wrap all the Xbox news that's happened recently into my videos, so I don't got to make like 40 of them. And this to me was like, oh, hell yes. This is what I've been waiting for. I'm so excited to see them actually getting together on this, and I can't wait to see if they're considering like Psychonauts 2. Psychonauts 2 released digitally only. And so I looked at it thinking to myself, well, it's a first-party title. Surely they printed physicals. Nope. So I think that's going to be their first partnership. Even when they brought Quake back and they did a physical release, like the fact that it was on Game Pass Day 1, but then you had PlayStation and Nintendo getting the physical versions from Limited Run, just didn't make sense, man. So I'm glad that they're ironing things out here, because I think it's really important, and it'll get people a little bit more, for lack of better terms, intimate with their Xbox. So that's all I want to throw in here in this video today between the leaks and Limited Run, and share it with you. So let me know what you're thinking about all of that in the comments down below. Certainly looking forward to seeing your thoughts. Other than that, be sure to follow me on Twitter, follow me on Instagram. Those links are in the description down below. And a big thank you to all the patrons and all the members who continue to push the limits of the content here. Stay sexy, stay active. I love you all. Peace.